Welcome to our guide on overlanding in Death Valley. One of the most thrilling and challenging adventures you can embark on. This ain't no walk in the park, folks. This is Death Valley, where the heat can melt your tires and the silence can be deafening. But for those who dare to explore its rugged beauty, it's an experience like no other. Let's dive into some essential tips and highlights to make your journey unforgettable. Out here, preparation is everything. It's not just about having the right gear, it's about knowing how to use it and being ready for any situation that might come your way. You're facing scorching heat, unforgiving terrain, and being miles from help. The environment here is as harsh as it gets, and it will test your limits. So, we're going deep on how to get ready for this extreme adventure. From the gear you need to the precautions you should take, we've got you covered. First off, plan your route meticulously. This isn't a place where you can afford to wing it. Every detail matters. Death Valley is vast, and getting lost here is not an option. The sheer size of this place can be overwhelming, and it's easy to lose your bearings. Use reliable maps and GPS devices like Gaia GPS or All Trails Navigator. These tools are essential for keeping you on track and ensuring you reach your destination safely. Next, remember, this ain't your grandma's Sunday drive. The roads here are rough, and you'll need a vehicle that can handle the challenge. We're talking high-clearance four-wheel drive vehicles only. Anything less, and you're asking for trouble. Deep sand, rocks and washouts will eat a regular car for breakfast. These obstacles are not to be underestimated. Make sure your vehicle is tough enough to handle it. Check your tires, suspension and all critical components before you head out. And speaking of essential gear, pack like your life depends on it, because out here it might. Every item you bring should have a purpose and be reliable. Extra water is your lifeline, at least a gallon per person per day. Dehydration can set in quickly, and you need to be prepared. Fuel, food, a spare tire, toolkit, recovery gear, tire repair kit. Consider them your survival kit. Now let's talk weather. The conditions here can change rapidly, and you need to be ready for anything. Death Valley is known for its extreme heat, especially in summer. The temperatures can be brutal, and you need to respect the environment. Temperatures can soar above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot enough to bake a cake on your dashboard. This kind of heat can be deadly if you're not prepared. Avoid those months like the plague. The risk is simply too high, and it's not worth the danger. Fall, winter and spring are your go-to seasons for overlanding. These times of year offer more manageable temperatures and safer conditions. Trust me, even then it's going to be a scorcher. Always be prepared for the heat, no matter the season. Before you even think about hitting those dusty trails, get your vehicle checked. A thorough inspection can prevent a lot of headaches down the road. We're talking full service, fluids topped off, the works. Make sure everything is in top condition. The last thing you want is a breakdown in the middle of nowhere. It can turn a fun adventure into a dangerous situation very quickly. And don't forget to tell someone where you're going and when you're expected back. This simple step can make a huge difference if something goes wrong. It's a simple step that could save your life if things go south. Always have a backup plan and make sure someone knows your itinerary. All right, let's talk trails. Death Valley is a land of extremes, and its trails are no exception. Death Valley has some of the most challenging and rewarding routes you'll ever encounter. The rugged terrain and breathtaking landscapes make it a paradise for off-road enthusiasts. First up, Titus Canyon Road. This trail is a favorite among many visitors for its unique features and historical significance. This one-way road will take you on a wild ride through narrow canyons where the walls seem to close in on you, creating an exhilarating experience. You'll pass ancient petroglyphs left by early inhabitants, offering a glimpse into the past and the rich history of the area. And you'll drive through the remnants of ghost towns, where you can almost hear the whispers of the past. It's like stepping back in time, a journey through history that you won't soon forget. Next, we're heading to the racetrack Playa, a place of mystery and wonder. This unique location is unlike anything else in the world. This dry lakebed is famous for its sailing stones, rocks that seem to move across the ground on their own. Scientists have studied this phenomenon for years, but it still holds an air of mystery. Getting there is half the adventure, requiring a high-clearance four-wheel drive and a taste for adventure. The journey to Racetrack Playa is as thrilling as the destination itself. Now, for you thrill-seekers, the Warm Springs Road to Saline Valley is a must-do. This trail offers a mix of challenging terrain and stunning scenery. This trail is not for the faint of heart, but the reward is worth it. Natural hot springs where you can soak your weary muscles after a long day on the road. Imagine relaxing in a hot spring surrounded by the beauty of Death Valley. Just remember, your vehicle needs to be up for the challenge. Make sure it's well maintained and equipped for the rugged conditions you'll face. And for those who like a side of history with their adventure, the Gola Wash and Mengal Pass trails will take you through some fascinating areas. These trails are steeped in history and offer a unique glimpse into the past, including Barker Ranch, once the hideout of the infamous Charles Manson. The history here is both intriguing and eerie, adding an extra layer of excitement to your journey. Mengal Pass, in particular, will test your driving skills, so come prepared. The trail is challenging, but incredibly rewarding, offering some of the best views and experiences in Death Valley. When it comes to camping in Death Valley, you've got options. This vast and rugged landscape offers a unique experience for every type of camper. For the true adventurers, dispersed camping is the way to go. This means finding your own spot in the wilderness, away from established campgrounds. Imagine this: you, your vehicle, and the vast desert sky above you. The sense of solitude and connection with nature is unparalleled. You can set up camp in most areas, but remember to stay at least a mile from any major road and 200 yards from any water source. This helps preserve the natural environment and ensures a more authentic experience. Now, if you prefer a few more creature comforts, Death Valley has some excellent campgrounds like Furnace Creek and Mesquite Spring. These campgrounds provide a more structured camping experience. These offer amenities like restrooms, picnic tables, and even some hookups for RVs. It's a great option if you're looking for a balance between adventure and convenience, but whether you choose to rough it or enjoy a few amenities, always remember to respect the environment. The leave no trace principles are crucial here. This desert is a fragile ecosystem, so pack it in, pack it out. Every piece of trash you bring in should leave with you. Speaking of packing, let's talk sleeping arrangements. Your choice of shelter can make or break your camping experience. A tent is your best bet for most of the year, but during the cooler months, you might even consider sleeping under the stars. The night sky in Death Valley is a spectacle you won't want to miss. Just make sure you have a warm sleeping bag, because even though it's a desert, temperatures can plummet at night. Being prepared for the cold is essential, and don't forget about food. Meal planning is key when you're out in the wilderness. Cooking under the stars is part of the adventure, so pack a portable stove and all the essentials. There's something magical about preparing a meal in such a remote and beautiful setting. And remember, water is your lifeline out here. The desert environment can be harsh and dehydrating. Bring more than you think you'll need, and always treat any water you find in the wild. Having a reliable water filtration system can be a lifesaver. So whether you're a seasoned adventurer or a casual camper, Death Valley offers an unforgettable experience. Just remember to plan ahead, respect the environment, and enjoy the beauty of this unique landscape. Listen up, adventurers. Death Valley is a harsh but beautiful place, and it's our responsibility to keep it that way. That means following the leave no trace principles. These are not just suggestions, they're essential for preserving this national treasure. First and foremost, pack out everything you pack in. That means every scrap of trash, every food wrapper, everything. This desert is not your garbage can. Campfires are a great way to enjoy the evening, but they can also leave a lasting impact on the environment. If you choose to have a fire, keep it small. Use established fire rings when available, and make sure it's completely extinguished before you leave. Now let's talk about wildlife. Death Valley is home to a surprising array of creatures, from bighorn sheep to desert tortoises. Observe them from a distance, don't feed them, and never approach or harass them. And remember, those desert plants might look tough, but they're actually quite fragile. Avoid driving over them, and stick to established trails whenever possible. It's all about respecting the environment that sustains us. By following these simple guidelines, we can ensure that Death Valley remains a pristine wilderness for generations to come. All right, adventurers, no trip to Death Valley is complete without experiencing some of its most iconic landmarks. First up, we're stepping back in time to the ghost town of Rhyolite. This once booming mining town is now a haunting reminder of the power of nature and the boom and bust cycles of the American West. Next, we're descending into the depths of Badwater Basin, the lowest point in North America. Standing on the salt flats, surrounded by nothing but mountains and sky, is an experience you won't soon forget. For a bird's-eye view of this incredible landscape, a trip to Dante's View is a must. From this vantage point, you can see the vast expanse of Death Valley laid out before you, with the Panamint Mountains towering in the distance. And speaking of views, Zabriskie Point is another must-see. The best time to visit is sunrise or sunset, when the light paints the Badlands in a kaleidoscope of colors. And for you geology buffs, a stop at Devil's Golf Course is a must. This otherworldly landscape of salt formations and jagged rocks is like nothing you've ever seen before. So there you have it, adventurers. Your guide to conquering one of the most extreme and rewarding overlanding destinations on the planet. Remember, preparation is key. Pack smart, plan your route, and respect the environment. Death Valley is a place of extremes, but it's also a place of incredible beauty and wonder. So get out there, explore, and discover the adventure of a lifetime.